The executive director of the Trump Diversity Coalition tells OAN that President Trump's percentage share of the African American vote is likely to rise into the upper 20s this election. Here's One America's John Hines.
As the Republican National Convention comes to its end, for you, what are the headlines?
Oh, the headlines is hope. I mean, you know, prosperity, cheering the great nation, and not the doom and gloom, unlike what we saw last week with the DNC.
So patriotic, inspirational, full of opportunity and hope, but for African Americans as well, you're saying. Is that right?
Oh, I'm so excited. Listen, let me tell you something, John. I said this before on your show a couple of times. 2020, November 3rd, will be a game changer. You know, remember now, President Trump got the third highest black vote turnout in the nation's history. You know, he had Lincoln and, of course, Nixon, and now President Trump. I think he has a chance to go even further than that, to double it, John. And I'm going to tell you why. The policies, he's been a catalyst in terms of when he says, what the heck do you have to lose in some of these underserved communities where the predominantly black Americans live, the opportunity zones. John, for example, I have a good friend that's building a retail shop right now in Fayetteville on a private partnership in the opportunity zones. I have another business colleague who's building this beautiful, I'll say it, raised seafood out in Forest Park, Georgia. He had to close down and expand even more. So there's a lot of great opportunities going on. And listen, watch this. In the last few years, the fastest growing minority business has been black Americans in business under the Trump administration.
This issue of school choice is a thread which has been consistently woven in through, I think, every day of the RNC. Yeah. And my sense is that this has particular resonance in the African American community. Talk about that.
You should a taxpayer should be able to say, well, I'd love to take my child to this school. No, you can't do that. That's strong in the black community, John, just like any other parent, you know? So I think, and I know, you know, being a black American in the South, you know, a lot of friends and family talk about this. They want to have success. You saw in the State of the Union when the president put a lot of emphasis on the voucher. John, that's a game changer. That's big. You know, a lot of the parents have to work, and
so this could give him some traction within the African American community.
Well, because it's not so much as it's not even up. It's the right thing to do.
What do you think is Joe Biden's record with regard to calling out some of the civil unrest that we see in our urban centers?
I think he's scared. He doesn't know what to do. I think he's totally clueless and totally, he's over his head. He has no idea. You saw finally, I think he mentioned some today, after how long? How do you sit around as a leader and not, whether you're the president or a candidate or a leader in your community, and not challenge the fact that, listen, we know we have a problem here. What is looting Saks Fifth Avenue and tearing down this poor man that cried and pleaded and knocking him upside? What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Call that out.
Do you have a prediction of how much, what percentage of the African American vote the president may capture?
Okay, in some counties we'll be at 25, 27%. We had 28% of the Hispanic vote. We'll be in the high 30s. The Hispanic vote, Latino vote, we were 28% 16. Yes. Mm-hmm. We'll be in the high 30s or more.
What about the African American?
African Americans will be in the 20s, high 20s.
High 20s?
Yeah.
Not just in various counties, but nationally?
I think so, yeah.
The high 20s?
I think one thing about being a candidate, like anyone, you're trying to make your case about what your vision is and what you're going to do. We have a record, John. I mean, there's a difference. It's like, you know, we have a resume. The president has a strong resume, cutting $1 billion of regs. We're #1 oil producer, where a lot of the HBCU engineers are working for these big oil companies. 3% interest rate on a 30-year amortization rate on a home. 3.2 on a 15-year, John. 10% down to go get an SBA loan to build your business. 10% down. If you're a veteran, you get the guarantee fee waived.
So you're saying there's opportunity and hope.
John, there are too many tools in the toolbox to be successful in this administration. And the numbers don't lie.
Bruce Levell, the founder and executive director of the National Diversity Coalition, Georgia businessman, thank you very much for talking to us on One America News. Good to catch up with you.
John, good to see you again. Thanks for having me on one of the top networks.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.